Good day to you. I'm Dr. Interpersonal of the LifeWords team. Today I'd like to show you briefly why communication is so important in our lives, and then come to the process of communication and explain this and show what implications it has for our lives, for our contentment. But firstly, why is communication so important, and what is communication? You often find very technical definitions like communications is transmitting information. That's not wrong, of course, but I think to understand actually what communication means, it takes a bit more. So, and we'll also be speaking here about interpersonal communication. So it's very clear and easily associated with communication. One person says something to another person, transferring information by speech. But also, communication is nobody says anything. Just two people look at each other. They see the other is smiling, very good, smile back, or the other person is angry, what's going on? It's communication. It's non-verbal communication in this case. But also communication there's no active contact between these two persons. One person walks away or sits wherever in the room. It's communication. I actually get a message or receive something. And I process it and have a picture of the world. So communication is very, very broad. And I agree with lots of scientists, psychologists and scientists in the other social areas. They say every human behavior is communication, because every human behavior has an effect on another person, and these effects are perceived. So everything, what you do, every behavior is communication. And that comes to the sentence, the statement, which brings it to the point: one cannot not communicate. This is pointed out by Paul Watzlawick, the great pioneer in this area of research. Anyway, now, communication is so important, but how does it work? And it is actually a bit more complicated than one would think from the day-to-day experience. So you have a sender and you have a receiver. The sender is encoding his thoughts. It comes a message through a medium, and then it's decoded by the receiver. That's communication. During this process, there are interfering signals, and both on the side of the sender and the side of the receiver, the processes are full of subjectivity. We're not talking about an objective reality. We're humans, so everything is a subject view of the world and subject processes. And that means as a sender, what I like to let the receiver know is not necessarily what he understands. And so many people wonder that there is a completely surprising reaction from the receiver, even though their intentions were completely different. And that means, again, to put it in a nutshell, communication forms itself not on the side of the sender. Communication forms itself on the side of the receiver. And that is a very important thing to understand. Now, communication is a bit more. It's not the streamlined process. No, it's rather a circle, because the receiver becomes a sender, and then the whole process goes back, and the original sender becomes a receiver. So you have more a circle than a streamlined, straightforward process. And that means it is difficult to say when did this particular communication start. Most likely, both partners here, communication partners, said different events when the communication started. And you often find in having relationship problems with something, having an argument, you don't come to a solution because one partner sets event A as a start point, the other partner sets event B. So it is very, very important for a successful and good communication that both partners or all involved communication partners agree on a common ground, agree this is what we're talking about, this is where our communication started. And so, to sum it up, these two implications: receiver forms the communication, and good communication requires a common ground. There are more implications, there are two more aspects of good communications, which you will find in the video tutorial, the levels of communication, or also you can find these on our website, the implications, and more, not only how to have a good communication, how to improve your communication skills. On our website you also find lots more about decision making and social life. Therefore, I'll be very happy and very delighted to welcome you on our website, or seeing you watching another video. For now, I may say goodbye and I wish you all the best.